Okay, fellas, listen up, please. Now, look, you've put a lot of hard work in this season to be in this position where today we can win a third league title in a row. So let's get out there and get it done. Sit hold. Let's win the title first, mate. Then we can worry how and where we're going to celebrate it, all right?
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više. Jarune.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to your run on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 10, Episode 11, and today we will hopefully be wrapping up the league title. That is certainly the plan. Now, it's not too much that's happened off the field other than our youth intake. Now, as you can see, these are the players that we've signed. There's not many. It wasn't a particularly strong intake. There's 3 guys who are potentially going to make it with us. The first is this guy, a playmaker, a midfield playmaker. There's a lot of holes in his game right now, so I'm not 100% sure about how successful he's going to be. If you go and have a look here, we've got another, all 3 of the technically good guys are midfielders. Again, as a defensive midfielder, there might be something there, but we'll have to wait and see on him as well. And then the one that is most likely to make it is Gujon here. Technically and mentally, there is much more about him. He's got a good personality. He's already described as a promising attacking midfielder. So yeah, there is potentially sort of like a Siraj 2.0 kind of a deal here, I think. So if you're a qualifying Patreon and you like the looks of any of them, or channel member as well, I should say, then let me know. We can look to get these guys renamed. There's nothing much below that, to be honest. Yeah, we're just hoping that somebody becomes a useful player. So yeah, that is that. Now, there are some games to catch you up on. We, of course, were knocked out of Europe, disappointingly so, last episode. So let's start the catch up with our game against Aussie. We fell behind early, but drew level just after half-time when Skoko was left unmarked at the back post. So it was just a case poor finishing cost us in this one. We dominated possession. We had way more shots. The XG was not even close. And yeah, we just couldn't finish anything. Bertic has really dropped off a cliff in terms of form. Kovacek got injured in this one as well, so he's been missing for a little while. And yeah, just all in all, it was a fairly lackluster performance. The kind of performance I guess you'd expect after being hammered and knocked out of Europe. So that was that. Next up, it was Dinamo. Now, of course, we've not lost to them in a very long time, and they were second in the league. So a win here would all but seal the title. We took an early lead when Montel punished a defensive mix-up. But Dinamo pulled level. And then went ahead after half-time. Uchman pulled us level. But Dinamo restored their lead. So the Dinamo run is over, and we can't really complain, to be honest. Now, you may have noticed Kostic in goal. What's his face? Pinto was injured for about a month, so we've been missing him for a lot of this run here. And yeah, it was let's say we can't really complain. It was the sort of game in the past that we'd probably get away with at least a draw in. But whether it was Kostic in goal, not particularly used to the defence that was playing in front of him, or defenders not used to the goalkeeper playing behind them, but you can just see the match ratings just never really got going, and difficult to complain when that's the case. Next up, it was Slaven Belupo. We went ahead early when Torres picked out Mazzoleni, but Slaven were instantly level. Leko restored our lead before Mazzoleni played in Madzar for our third. And Holt crossed for Madzar to get his second, before Torres' cross fell for Mazzoleni to make it 5-1. Mazzoleni then turned provider for Madzar to complete his hat-trick. And Torres played in Leko to make it 7-1. So, what a response that is. It was absolutely brilliant. Now, we tried Mazzoleni as the number 10, partly down to the fact that Siraj he wants to leave. He's upset because we rejected a bid for him from Strasbourg, I think it was, in France. So he hasn't been playing well. I gave Mazzoleni a chance because we've got a lot of good striking options. And, well, he certainly took that, didn't he? Played a 10. Yeah, Medzar with a hat-trick, Lacko with a double. It was, I mean, it was just very good, wasn't it? So that was a nice way to get back into some form. Then we faced relegation fighting Istra. We went in front when Skoko picked out Medzar. And the same two combined again for our second. Before Zinko picked out Torres unmarked to make it 3-0 at half-time. And Lacko and Torres combined for our fourth. So they weren't particularly good in truth, but yeah, we were very good. Madzar's in a bit of form, isn't he? He gets another double. Torres gets a double as well. And again, you can see from the match ratings, it was a game that we very much dominated, which is obviously excellent. So that means the final game to catch you up on before we get today's episode underway is the game against Variston. Butchman gave us a lead, but a poor defensive clearance drew Variston level just after half-time, before Torres picked out Mazzoleni to restore our lead. So not at our best, but we did do enough to win, and deservedly so, in my unbiased opinion. So yeah, a bit of just a casual clearance from Crespi, wasn't it, led to their goal. Outside of that, there wasn't too much of a threat that they offered, and Pinter was back in goal for this one as well. So that's good to have him back. Kosic did okay, but yeah, I think this was his first game back. Maybe he was back for the Istra game. Anyway, Pinter's back there. That's the main thing. Now, let's have a quick look at what all that does for the league table. And we can see we've guaranteed ourselves Champions League football with a top 2 finish. We are 10 points clear with 12 games to play. We play Gorica at home first up here. Obviously, if we win that, the gap is above 9 points with 3 games to go. Bearing in mind, goal difference is ridiculous. Then we're going to be champions, which is huge. Now, if we look at some of the league leaders coming into this one, Medzar, I said he's scoring goals for fun. He's second in the Golden Boot. Fair way to go and win that. But yeah, that is good to see for him. We're dominating average match ratings. Holt is up there for assists. And Pinter leading the way on clean sheets. So, yeah, that's very nice. But here we go. 90 minutes away from 3 in a row. And we're expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of Gorica. And this is the team that we're sending out. Pinter in goal. Then we've got Sanchez, Crespi, and Butchman shaping up as our first 3 there. I think first choice 3. Bit harsh on Monsalvo and Skolipa, but I think that's just kind of the way it's working out right now. Torres and Kovacek will be the width. Montel, Zinko in midfield with Siraj, Mazzoleni, and Madzar. We've got a few heavy match loads and injuries as well. The players unavailable for this one. Bertic, who's injured, Lacko as well, and Turpic, unfortunately, 3 to 4 months, has played his final game for the club. He's obviously off to Aussie because he didn't sign with us and signed with them behind my back. So yeah, that is that. Alright, so we can see the team sheets here. Do we recognise any form of... Oh, Brigic, of course, came through our academy, was the great hope at one point, wasn't he, when he first came in. Yeah, just didn't quite ever develop, probably because with lack of game time. Let's keep the good run going. We can go with that. And yeah, Siraj, you can see there he's unsure. Hopefully this summer he's going to get over his little tantrum he's going through. And yeah, he'll get back to his best. I'm not going to sell him because he's a club trained player, but we do need him to be back to his best. Now, first of all, I should also say a big apology for only 2 episodes last week. Basically, what happened is I'm old, I think. And if you don't know, I play cricket on Saturdays. Last Saturday was Australia versus England. So I stayed out at the club to watch that. Got home a little bit later than normal. But I was in bed before midnight. Had a couple of extra drinks. And I just had nothing left. I woke up Sunday morning absolutely destroyed. I just felt horrible, and yeah, like not hungover, just I don't know. I don't even know how to say it. I did try to record an episode. I want to put some of that down to the Paris humiliation, was the fact that I was just not completely all there. And I thought I was going in. Yeah, I don't think it came across necessarily as particularly low energy and blah, but yeah, apparently I'm just an old man that has to be in bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock, or else I just have nothing left. It wasn't even just like the next day. It was like Wednesday before I started to feel like I was able to get out of bed and face a day. So yeah, just a big apology for that. Yeah, just old apparently, which is very depressing. Here we go, Mazzoleni. Mazzoleni, a 14th of the season, an early lead, and well, that is very, very nicely done indeed. We will be behind the goal here. Will be a good actual view of it. Was it more goalkeeping error? than good finish. It's certainly a long way out. It's going to be oh no, that's a stunner, isn't it? Just bending inside the post there. Well done, Mazzoleni. Now, we will be voting on our Viewers Player of the Year this episode as well in between the two games. So thank you everybody who nominated. After a few seasons there where we were struggling to get nominations, lots of them this season. So that's brilliant to see, as Pinter claims that. And yeah, it's always nice to see, you guys interacting with it in that sort of nominating sort of ways. So yeah, that's all to look forward to. And hopefully it's going to be on the back of it. He might be offside there. Mazzoleni back inside there to Madzar. It's his 17th of the season. It looks like it's going to count. So we'll take that. 2 goals inside 10 minutes, and that should be title done, really, shouldn't it? Siraj, nice ball from Mazzoleni. Yeah, no, they're all onside. And it's just a nicely worked goal, isn't it? I wonder if we're looking at next season, Madzar making the step up to being one of the first choice strikers. And if someone like Bertic is not going to play well, do we look to cash in, I wonder? I don't think we do. I think we want to have as many good players as we can. But it's certainly something to consider, isn't it? Now, something else that happened in the month prior to this, so we would be in, are we still in April or we clicked over into May? In the last sort of completed month in game, Torres was player of the month. So that is well done to him. Kovacic has won that back nicely. I've got to say, Kovacic almost first choice at left back now. Holt, although he is leading one of the top assist getters in the league, I think we would expect that from one of our, from our wide players anyway, given the way we play and how we attack and our level over the rest of the league. Siraj, Dion Siraj is back. And that is 2 very, very good goals that we've scored today now. And yeah, this is what we like to see from Siraj, isn't it? Just when Siraj is good, we know what he can do, which is probably why he's got interest all over the shop. Goalkeeper, he just screened, wasn't he? Wasn't as good as Mazzoleni's, I don't think, but it was certainly a very, very nice effort. And at 3-0, you'd like to say that's title done, wouldn't you? So yeah, what I think we'll use the rest of the season for is sort of evaluating some of the younger players, just giving them game time, and just kind of seeing, yeah, where we're at. We've got players that we've promised game time to, that promises are still outstanding. So obviously we'll need those guys will need to play. I think Bertic is one of them, but Madzar again. Madzar to Siraj. It's champagne football, isn't it? We are turning on the style. And we've scored 4 very, very good goals here. And it would have been very tempting for Madzar to put his foot through that one. But that's a very good sign for the future that he's not. He's got 2 teammates in the middle. And a sneaky one through the legs for Siraj. So, yeah, well done us. Excellent work. You might even be able to rest 1 or 2 here. I'm thinking Montel is definitely our go-to guy in this position, and Zinco, I think, increasingly as the Mazzella. Palumbo as sort of a backup. I don't think he's injured. I think he's on the bench for this one. I'm kind of thinking Bosniak and Sithole. One of them has to stay. I think one of them needs to go. No, excuse me. But because Bosniak is Croatian and Croatian trained when it comes to registering in Europe, I'm thinking of cashing in on Sithole this season because his contract is up next season. And he's a foreign player as well. And it's sort of between him and Raz right now. Raz, because we've got too many foreign players, as they pull one back. A very nice goal of their own, in truth. But that doesn't mean it's not annoying. So yeah, we'll see. Brigic involved, of course, on his return. And of course, the other thing we've got to look forward to next season is our new stadium as well. So we're coming down towards the last time we'll play at this stadium that we've been renting for the last, it's got to be, 6 or 7 seasons now, hasn't it? So maybe even longer, because we got promoted first season, I think, didn't we? So I can't remember if we were in this season 1, or if we had a season or 2 elsewhere before we sort of settled on here. But anyway, yeah, new stadium, that's exciting for next season. And yeah, so yeah, Palumbo is on the bench. But see, we've got the likes of Haskar as well, who's quite good, and Perso, who's training on. So we don't... Yeah, the problem with Sithole is that he's very good for the league. I just don't think he's good enough for Europe, but he is probably better than Bosniak. He is better than Bosniak. So it's just a little bit of a, difficult situation to know what to do with that one. But let's get our two young midfielders on here, Haskar and Perso. And anything else we want to do? Torres is having an absolute nightmare. I guess we'll take him off for Kovacic. And do we want to make any other subs? I don't think so, not necessarily. Matanovic might be the end of him. His contract is up the end of this season, and as good as he's been, I don't really see a need to keep him. We've not really played him too often this season, in truth. And he may not even have a goal. So, yeah, he's one of those guys. I think it's a bit like Philip when we said goodbye to him and one or two others. Is Kovacic okay there? Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, tough to say goodbye, but I think the time has maybe come. Siraj, good ball for Perso. Oh, and he scored. Now, is he onside is the question. It would only be a second of the season if it is onside. When he took the free kick, he might be. No, he's not. But nicely worked nonetheless. Yeah, he's... I mean, it's hard for him, isn't it? Because he can't actually necessarily see where the defensive line is. I mean, he could turn the other way, look at them, but, So not a great second half, it must be said. It's kind of ticked by. We don't want to lose the second half. That's what's going to happen, isn't it? Oh, what a save by Pinter. Well, that was something, wasn't it? Let's try to demand more here. That's not Alprangic. Alprangic, I can't remember if I told you this, he retired. He never got another club after us, which really, really surprises me. I thought for sure that he would go to a second-tier side and, and keep playing, but no one came in for him, which is shocking, in truth. There's a... Oh, Kovacic, turn around, man. Goalkeeper did well to... he was out to come and claim it, but still... The other problem we have coming up is Butchman. His contract's up end of next season. He doesn't want to negotiate because there's interest in him. So he might be one this summer that might become a cash-in or lose him for nothing kind of deal, in which case we'll probably look to cash in. Siraj on a hat-trick. And he was offside by the looks of things. So there we go. Champions once more. And it's the first time we've won it 3 times in a row. So we've won it twice. Dinamo won it 3 times. Now we've won it 3 times. And, hopefully we'll just keep that going. The other thing I've got to mention too is that Hajduk is still going in Europe. They're in the Europa Conference League semi-finals. Now they got a bit of a hiding in the semi-final first leg. So they're not going to go any further than this, I don't think. But yeah, that's obviously fantastic for the coefficient. To the point where I think we're going to go above Turkey into 9th, or is 9th where we are now, we go 7th. We move up 2 places anyway, which is huge. So champions, time to celebrate, and no doubt we'll go on a massive losing streak to end the season now, because I can never motivate a team once we've won the title. So there we go, we do it in style, and doesn't matter what Dinamo try and do now, they cannot catch us this season. So Jarun do the double, obviously we can't win the cup. I forget who's in the... It might be Dinamo versus Hajduk, actually, in the cup final. So that'll be an interesting one. But, there we go. We win another title. And that's always very, very nice thing to do. Madzar, as well, is on form. A goal and 2 assists. It's always nice to see a striker getting some assists, isn't it? As well as scoring. We've got the Strasbourg manager looking at... Oh, a couple of guys. But not Siraj, crucially. So yeah, that's that. We've got another game coming up. That is against Rijeka. So we'll come back for that one. Alright, it is time now to vote on your Viewers Player of the Year. Thank everybody who nominated. We had far too many nominations, so what I've done is I've taken the 4 players with the highest average match rating, and 1 player had multiple nominations, so they've made it as well. So, in alphabetical order, the first up is Lako. Is it Slavomir or something? Lako, 16 goals, 6 assists, average match rating of 7.33. Next up, it is Mazzoleni. 14 goals for him, 5 assists, average match rating of 7.32. Next up, it is Pinter, the goalkeeper, the lesser spotted goalkeeper nomination. 15 clean sheets for him this year, much better than we've had previously by any goalkeeper, really. And an average match rating of 7 even, which is, for a goalkeeper, pretty good, it's got to be said. And the final man, it's one of the surprises of the season, I think. Haim Raz, 6 goals, 4 assists, average match rating of 7.08 for him. So the way this works is same as every other season. There'll be a link at the top of the description just down below. Click on that. It'll take you through to a straw poll where you can vote on who you think has been our best or your favourite player this season. And we'll announce the winner at next episode's end of season awards. Alright, welcome back. Now we've got a little bit of good news, and that is that Sanchez is happy to stay at the club again, and he signed a new 5-year deal. We didn't get a release fee, which is huge. He wanted one, but we managed to negotiate that out of it. So I think it's really important. He's a very, very good centre-back, and I'm hoping now that he's happy, we'll start and actually see the best of him. But, I mean, he's an Argentine international centre-back. We don't want to be, and he's a good leader as well. He may well even end up captain next season. So, yeah, that's a really, really big part, I think, of the team going forward, is getting him happy and then signed up to a 5-year deal. Huge. All right. Now, we're up against, we're up against Rijeka. The title's won. The pressure's off. It's a 4-2-3-1 we're up against here. And this is a team we're sending out. 1 or 2 changes, as you'd expect. Pinter in goal. Sanchez, Crespi, and Monsalvo. Now, is Monsalvo the left-footed? No, it's Sanchez. I want to have a little look. If we were to lose Butchman for next year, which is a decent chance because he doesn't want to sign the new contract, I want to have a look at how these 3 would do as our first choice. Torres, who we've promised first-team football to, so he needs to play. Kovacic as well, youngster, give him some game time. Raz is going to I want to have a look at him as a deep-lying playmaker. I think he could do it. He's got good vision, decent passing. I think he could do a backup job to Montel there. Perso will give a youngster a start with Siraj. Mazzoleni, oh, actually, no, because Bertic is fit. Where are you, Bertic? We've promised you game time. I think we have anyway. Where are you, Bertic? There, no, that's Brigic. Where's Bertic? There he is. All right, so let's get you on the bench for Palumbo. All right, so we can see the team sheets here. Do we recognise former players in their lineup? I can't remember if we've sold anybody to Rijeka or not. I don't think I recognise anybody there. All right, so what do we say to this? Let's put on a show. I mean, we might as well try that because I don't know what else we would say. Just put on a show. We're away from home. And yeah, I mean, these people have probably paid a lot of money to come and watch us play. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. But yeah, really pleased with the Sanchez thing though. That's as I said, a big part of the team going forward. And got a frog in my throat. Apologies for that. Yeah, we'll just kind of see. You may have noticed here too, Lokomotiva as switch places. They're on the bottom of the league now. Istra, could they survive another one? As we get the Guard of Honor. It's a shame we couldn't have got Dynamo to do that for us. But anyway. Well done to us. The fans seem to be clapping in unison, which is nice. I mean, it feels a little bit like a rally, doesn't it? That people shouldn't be going to. All right. Let's see if we can go and, yeah, put a bit of icing on the cake here. I did toy with playing around with the starting lineup a little bit more. The problem we've got is that we've got this game, then we've got the final game at the stadium. I thought about showing it, but it's not like it's our stadium. It's a rented stadium that we're in. As that was quite close, wasn't it? So, it's not really our home, is it? It's not like we're moving homes. We're just, for the first time, moving into a home as opposed to just renting a stadium or playing in a park like looks like Jarun do pretty much now in real life. So, yeah, I I don't really feel like it's worth showing that. And then we'll wrap the season up. I think it's actually against Lokomotiva, the final game. So we'll do that next episode, along with the end of season awards and goal of the season competitions as well, which I always enjoy. Hopefully you do as well. And yeah, I mean, we're not setting the world on fire here, are we? We're doing okay in terms of possession. Let's try to demand more. What we're doing is putting on a defensive show, it looks like. So, yeah, just talk amongst yourselves. Hope everybody's enjoying the Euros. I'm recording this before the Germany-Scotland game has started, so can't comment too much on it. I always find the Euros a bit of a weird one because I don't really have a horse in the race kind of thing. So yeah, it's sort of, I can sort of sit back and watch it and not get involved too much on an emotional side, which has its benefits. it can also just, you lose that little bit, don't you, when there's you know, when your team is, or your country's playing. So yeah, hopefully it's been good so far and everybody's enjoyed it. You just don't want nil-nils really, do you? All right. Oh, it's a highlight. Something's happening. Raz hasn't put on a great display so far to be the deep lying playmaker. I mean, Montel is the #1 guy in that position. There's no doubting that. So it's just a matter of just seeing what Raz could do potentially if we need him. Because I mean, the Paris defeat was obviously massively disappointing, but I do think the core of this side, you know, we stay together for a couple of years. Siraj has hit the post, and that's not the greatest clearance. So the goalkeeper got to head that away then. I feel like if this team stays together and we sort of grow, and you know, we all get to sort of the mid-20s, their mid-20s, and I think this is almost a team that could go very deep in Europe, as Kovacic is injured, or Czech, I should say. So let's go with Holt. We don't need any longer term injuries at this stage of the season. Perso, well, that's not what we wanted, is it? Perso can come off for Haska. And so, I mean, we've just suddenly not really shown up here at all, which is always confusing when this happens. It happens every season. I win the league, and then I just cannot get anything out of my team. It's infuriatingly frustrating, it's got to be said. All right, so let's try just getting rid of all this, raise up the tempo, and actually play like you know what you're doing. We're doing okay in terms of possession. We're just not creating anything. All right, Pinter to Crespi. Gets it wide. Nice ball there for Holt. Let's see if he can get himself an assist. No, he don't even know how he did that. It's almost impressive in a way. And that early cross didn't work out. Torres now comes back the other way. Torres to Mazzoleni. Mazzoleni to Siraj. Just not quite able to find him. Raz. No, Raz just gives up. And, oh, Crespi kind of did well, but then in the end, not really. We go up the other end. Is this highlight going to continue? No, it's not. All right, so we're going to make... let's get Madza off for... Where are you? Bertic. Let's get Mazzoleni off for Skoko as well. And we're probably running out of subs at this point. I missed what happened there. All right, I'll just leave it. That'll do. I've more or less got everybody on the field that I wanted. Let's berate again, I suppose. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about this. It's sort of same old story, isn't it? Where it just doesn't happen. I don't understand why once you've won a title, the team just stops playing. Bertic lunges in somewhat there. I mean, at least we've had some highlights in the second half, so that's something, I suppose. As let's put a bit of pressure on them here. Oh, that was nice, wasn't it? It might be offside, but it was it was certainly nice. Let's try trapping them on the outside. They're a wing play side, so in theory, you just don't want them getting down the outside of you. But they've showed us there they can pick us apart. Yeah, that's a shame because it was very nicely pinged around. But Mustafa was never really onside, was he? Monsalvo was doing his best to make it stand. Let's just try and encourage, maybe. Stop yelling at them and encourage them. Yeah, I think we can say Haim Raz not done himself any favours in terms of... although his match rating's not bad. But yeah, that's been... Any tips? Like, what do you guys do once you've won a title? Look at those match ratings. It's disgusting. I don't understand... Yeah, I don't understand why it happens every season. So there we go, and in the bottom of the table, 6-pointer, Istra have probably just saved themselves there, haven't they? Because they've beaten Lokomotiva. So Rijeka stun Jarun. It's a twisted knee, so that's fine. There's a bit of villain fury flying around, and well-deserved, I would say. But yeah, that'll do it for that. If you've enjoyed it, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. Yeah, just I don't understand generally, if you have any advice, what you guys do when you win a title to actually keep them playing, all ears. So Hajduk Split, actually, if I get rid of myself here, is the final game of the season away, so that'll be an interesting one. We'll probably look to give a run out to people like Matanovic that will, in all likelihood, be leaving us. But yeah, don't forget to go and vote for your viewers' player of the year, and I'll see you next time to wrap everything up, end of season awards, goal of season, and all that kind of stuff. Until then, take care.